Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of Hilaal Live. Thanks for joining us on Channel 347. I'm your host, Luqman Shadrach. Now, the conflict in Gaza is still happening. We see the reports every single day. We see the videos, and there are various campaigns that happen to send over much needed funds and support to our brothers and sisters in Gaza. One such initiative is the Swim for Gaza campaign. We chatted about it last year, and I decided to invite the people for the campaign in studio. First, I'd like to introduce Sister Sherene Hartley. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah so much for coming into studio. And then no stranger to the swimming world, Brother Anwar Rinquest. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah so much for coming in and also being part of this initiative as well. Sister Sherene, last year we had the first inaugural, Swim for Gaza. So maybe if we can do a little bit of a catch up. How did that event go last year? How was it well attended? Did you learn quite a bit in order to move forward?
Yes, alhamdulillah, there were lots of planning was in it.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, we didn't have the weather that was on our side.
Okay.
It was in winter, and the countries up north had summer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big blunder on our side because we had all 4 seasons on that one day.
Right.
It was raining. It was extremely windy.
Best time to swim when it rains.
Anwar will tell you it was extremely windy, so he couldn't put anything out in the water.
Right.
Then the sun was shining a little bit, and we had the lifesavers doing something, and then it was drizzling again, and it was just not a good event.
Okay.
The turnout wasn't that good either. But alhamdulillah, we've learned and we've worked on our mistakes, and with lots of communication, they managed to allow us in Cape Town, South Africa, to do it in our summer month.
Alhamdulillah, I think it's great. But the International Swim for Gaza event, when did this start, and why was this event or initiative started?
It started in Palestine. It was a swimmer who started to teach children to swim. His name is Amjad Tantish.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided to have a festival 2 years ago where he encouraged the swimmers to participate in any form of swimming in the sea because the sea was clean, and the children could really show off in the water, because they actually learn in the swimming pools, which was built over time from the rubble whenever there were wars. But it was always close to the sea, so they managed to get the sea water into those pools.
Right.
Anyway, and then one of our colleagues, Dr. Paul, he saw this article that Amjad had posted probably on social media, asking if there were any countries who wanted to participate and join into this festival. And Dr. Paul posted it, and alhamdulillah, we saw the email. And when I saw it, I immediately, my husband and I jumped out on board. And at that point in time, I didn't even know Anwar as well. I know because he's one of those top guys. But I saw him in meetings, and in the one day I said, Anwar, can we have a meeting? And alhamdulillah, when I kind of sold the idea to Anwar, he was immediately on board.
Brilliant.
And alhamdulillah, it's almost 2 years now that we're working together closely with this project.
I like the initiative because, that's my sport, so I'm a bit biased. And Anwar and I go way back from the Sakos days in swimming, and we chatted about this last year as well. But Anwar, jazakallah so much for being, part of this event. As Sister Sherene says, you're a very busy individual, and also, do so much for swimming in South Africa as well. So shukr to you for all your efforts. But being part of an event like this, what does it mean to you? What does it mean to the swimming fraternity to highlight and use the sport to highlight what's going on in Gaza?
We live in Cape Town, first of all. Water surrounded by the ocean. Water's on our doorstep. And when I saw the video, and when I saw what's happening up in Gaza, and I saw this teacher teaching under these circumstances, teaching these youngsters to swim in the ocean. And when Sherene and I spoke, I said, no, I want to help. I'm going to do something about this. And being, as you know, being involved in the sport all my life, most of my life, I said, Ahmed, let's go for it.
Nice.
And I got a lot of swimmers involved in on it, and it just took off. It just took off. But, you know we carry the word stronger over through sport. And as a matter of fact, any sport. And knowing swimming, it just spread, and it's amazing. It's
Lovely.
amazing.
I like the partnership, and I think, you guys are going to do good things together. On the day itself, the event is happening on the 1st of December, inshallah, on my
Inshallah.
daughter's birthday, so I can't forget it. What can the public expect on the day? Take us through the various activities.
Okay, on the day we're planning. Sherene's got a few activities planned as well. So my expertise will come in the ocean, the swim, and the controlled swim type of open water swim. I'm planning on putting out swim cans out, about 200 meters out and 200 meters across, and then out again. So it covers about 450, in the distance. But I will have safety. I will have the Strandfontein lifeguards on duty as well. I will have law enforcement, the water wing on board as well. So there'll be enough safety to it. And the nice part of it, I looked at the weather already. There's a northwest wind blowing, and the northwest wind blowing on that day, and hoping and praying that it stays. The first is still a long way. It flattens the Falls Bay coast.
Okay, lovely.
Right? So it's perfect for us. You can almost simulate the pool swim.
Okay, inshallah.
So we inshallah. So we're looking at covering a nice easy swim, and then just making the people water awareness.
Of course, which is so important.
Yeah,
coming up to the festive season now as well.
Correct.
People tend to forget about some of the rules and have a good time in that season. Sister Sherene, what can the audience look forward to? What should they bring along? How can they be part of this event?
Okay, so we start off by saying one sea, one world, one Gaza, united we stand. So that is our key caption. And we feel that even though the countries overseas had the festival already, it ends with us here in Cape Town. So our duty is, as people who love the water, we want to make sure that there were so many marches and demonstrations happening on land, so many people collecting. But this time you are working with people who love the sport.
Nice.
And it is one of the sport recommended by our Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So why can't we tap on the expertise and we get in as many people as we can, and we want to flood Strandfontein Pavilion or the beach that morning, inshallah, with as many Cape Townians as we can. So what we've planned is we've invited the whole of Cape Town to come. We make dua. Please come out in your numbers. Come out with your Palestinian clothing, with your placards, with your flags, with your kites, whatever. Please come and support us. We want to stand in solidarity with the people. And this time we are kind of highlighting the children who lost their lives, who lost limbs, who lost so many things. Yes, they are parents, women, but it's just like the children at this point. We're trying to focus a little bit more on the children. So we've invited quite a number of groups. We have hikers from Humanity. We have the youth of Al Quds starting to walk from Usenberg. Hikers from Humanity, they're starting from somewhere. The motorcade, they're starting from Wembley. The cyclists are starting from all over. They are all going to join us at between 20 past and 9:30 at Strandfontein Beach, inshallah. I know the hikers are starting before 7. And then we have Primrose's Youth Rugby Club doing a rugby exhibition until 10 o'clock. And then from 10 we have our MC just introducing us, going through the program. And then at 10 past 10 we have Advocate Shamima Sali Dolly, who will be giving us thousands of words of inspiration, as she always does. And then because of the weather, and because Anwar is the person who looks at things that I don't see, so it is that he first wants to have his water programs, and then thereafter, when we finish with that, we'll also have some boat sailing up and down, and then we'll have our demonstrations in the water. So we're saying plunge your toes into the water, stand in the water. But again, we're just making sure we're asking the public not to swim between 9:30 and 12.
Okay.
Because Anwar's having his program. We don't want the public to go in. Those who don't like the water, you're most welcome to write messages on the sand, because we are going to have a drone, we're going to have a photographer, and we want every second to be captured so that we can post it to #SwimWithGaza. And we want to make our own little videos, and we just want to send this message over to Palestine, to the children, to whomever, to show them that as swimmers, as people who love the sea, we want to show you that we are supporting you wholeheartedly. And if we swim, or whatever strokes we are doing in the pool, in the water, we are doing it for them. We are doing it for those children who lost their limbs, who lost their families, who are alone. We are fully supporting them via Swim with Gaza.
Sister Sherene and Brother Anwar, Jazakallah so much for doing this event, putting it on, and may it grow from strength to strength. As you know, we learned from last year, we now have a different event, and I see it's going to be busy. I'm definitely going to come around to support as well, inshallah. All the very best. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Shukran for the opportunity.
And that is Swim for Gaza. You can go and check them out on all the good social media handles in South Africa and be part of the event if you are in Cape Town. That will happen on the 1st of December. Do go out, bring your memorabilia, and be part of this event. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break.